So now that you've picked your topics and picked your partner, we really haven't yet fully discussed argumentation theory. This is going to be your first introduction, and what this short video is actually going to cover is not argumentation theory, but what you're going to be doing. You won't be watching a video, instead you're actually going to be listening to something. What you will be listening to is a segment from the Diane Rehm Show, which is a show on National Public Radio. And this in particular is talking about a possible law that could be passed. At this point, when you actually watch this, it could be passed or not, because I'm recording this, obviously, you can see, in August. Now, this is going to be covering things on the way in which people are scheduled, how schedules are created, why it's a burden for people who are hourly workers. Different groups are going to be presenting why a particular law should be passed that right now is in Congress, and another group is going to be talking about why it shouldn't be passed. What I want you to do is listen to the entire program. It's about 40 or 50 minutes long. So listen to everything, and then what I want you to do is summarize the arguments of both sides. So first off, the purpose in actually doing this is this law applies to a lot of you. I know many of you are hourly or scheduled or at-will employees, so this is something that could definitely affect you. The other thing is, the Diane Rehm Show, and there's a lot of other shows that I could have used as examples, does a really good job of balancing both arguments. And that's really what I want you to see as we move into argumentation. That it's not about winning, it's not about fighting, but it's really about putting forth solid, well-rounded, well-developed arguments. So what you are going to do, and this has been emailed to you, as well as, by the way, the link to this. So this is the audio. There's also a transcript that I'll send you, but the audio should be good enough. What you're going to do is fill this out. So you want to summarize the arguments of each side. So one group will be saying, look, we do need to create this particular law to change how hourly workers are scheduled and how their bosses treat them. So you'll summarize each of the arguments. I'll need a couple of sentences in each of these segments. Same thing. There's going to be a side presenting why we should not create this law, why it's unnecessary or burdensome. You want to summarize those arguments. At the very end, I want you to say who you thought had the better argument. Now, you'll notice here I say summarize the argument, not your opinion. A lot of people coming in may feel, yeah, we definitely need to change how hourly workers are scheduled. But you have to pay attention to how people are arguing. So many times you might actually agree with a position that someone's arguing, but if they don't do a good job in arguing it, they actually didn't come up with the better argument. So this is what I want you to fill out. So keep that in mind. One other thing to note, and you'll probably notice this as soon as the show starts, Diane Rehm, who is the person who hosts the show, she actually has an issue with her voice. It actually makes her sound like she's probably in her 80s when she's much, much younger than that. But she's a very, very good host, so try not to get sort of tripped up by hearing that. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed. It's a really good argument. Make sure you summarize that. You can bring it in next class. Also, you don't have to print it if you don't have access to a printer, but if you do want to bring in a digital copy, you're going to need it on a laptop or tablet, so make sure you bring that in as well. All right, so look out for the link and for this document, and that's what you'll be doing for homework.